Kennedy, the founder and executive director of World Without Genocide. I want to ask you a question. If you had to give our country a score for human rights, a number between 0 and 100, what would that score be? It might be pretty low. There's been a terrible increase in hate incidents against Jews, Muslims, immigrants and refugees, members of the LGBTQ community, African Americans, people with disabilities, and more. Let's hear from World Without Genocide board members, students, and partners.
I'm Fred Amram, a Holocaust survivor and board member. The Holocaust didn't begin with Auschwitz. It started with small acts of hate that nobody protested. It took 9 years of Nazi control before we got to extermination camps. 9 years when people could have stopped the destruction. Instead, they stood by. I talked to students in classes and at the high school and college level, and the College Summer Institute, and at events throughout the region. I testify at House and Senate hearings for human rights bills. We all need to take action now.
My name is Valene. I'm a law student and a Benjamin B. Ferencz Fellow in Human Rights and Law, a program for law students to work on global issues. The fellowship is named for Ben Ferencz, the last surviving prosecutor from the Nuremberg trials. I advocate for U.S. passage of a UN resolution to end discrimination against women. Next year, I hope to be a rapporteur on World Without Genocide's delegation to the International Criminal Court annual meeting. Ben Ferencz even wrote to me. It was better than getting a letter from a rock star. He dedicated his life to human rights and the law, and I plan to do that too.
I'm Sandy Pappas, Vice Chair of the Board and a Minnesota State Senator. I'm committed to advancing women's rights and human rights. I've been the lead sponsor of successful bills that World Without Genocide has brought to the legislature. I also teach a law course with Ellen Kennedy titled Human Rights, Civic Engagement, and the Legislative Process in the spring during our legislative session. In the fall, the students take Ellen's course on genocide prevention, where they learn about state and local policies that impact global crises. In our spring course, students work on key human rights bills, doing the research, arranging hearings, and getting support to pass legislation.
I'm Jack Rendler, and I'm chair of the board of World Without Genocide. I also serve as country specialist on North Korea for Amnesty International. During the summer of 1994, I was in Congo, resettling children who had been orphaned by the Rwandan genocide. Over the past 6 years, I've spent a total of 2 years in Burma and have witnessed the ethnic cleansing and forced displacement of 1.1 million Rohingya men, women, and children. 4 students affiliated with World Without Genocide have also traveled to Burma to gather data on what in-country human rights groups need from us and from the United States. The world is fond of saying never again, but we at World Without Genocide also have to ask, who's next? And try to prevent another decimation of another population. With your help, we just may be able to do that. Thank you.
I'm Lesley Lagerstrom. I'm the mom of a transgender child. I created the website Transparenthood to help other families with transgender children. I speak to youth, parents, community members, physicians all around the country. World Without Genocide partners with us to advocate for LGBTQ rights. We need a coalition to create change. If we work alone, nobody hears us. Together, we are a powerful voice for justice.
I'm Paige Hitting, and I'm a high schooler. I have attended the World Without Genocide Summer Institute for 2 summers, and this summer, I am on the planning committee. World Without Genocide has taught me how to take action. They have taught me that knowledge is not power, but knowledge plus action equals power. I have planned 2 different events in my community, one a panel on human trafficking, and second, an event on the prevention of genocide. I reach out to my elected officials. I created a website on post-genocide tribunals. My generation is making a difference.
My name is Bun Kin Chun, and I'm on the board. I'm originally from Cambodia. 2 million people in my country were killed during the genocide in the 1970s, including my entire family. Today, I spend time in Cambodia advocating for democracy. I tell my story to students in law classes. I'm in documentary that World Without Genocide produced, and it was nominated for a regional Emmy Award. I testify at the legislature for our bills. World Without Genocide is now part of a global program to remove Cambodia from the UN, sit because of human rights abuses. On behalf of those who didn't survive the genocide, I say thank you.
I am Mariam Mohammad, a member of the board of directors. I am originally from Somalia. Muslims in the US and in other Western countries are targets of hate. I'm involved in World Without Genocide programs to protect immigrants and refugees. I speak at major events and I work with students at the annual Summer Institute of high school and college students. I urge mayors to adopt police and school policies to make cities welcoming places for all residents and visitors. The Bible, the Torah, and the Quran all tell us to welcome the strangers among us.
These upstanders are moving the human rights score from 0 to a day when we might reach 100. Give yourself a score and make it your legacy to help us reach that goal. Stand up with us. Thank you.